Hi, this is Douglas Bell, and we are having book talk today, and we're having book talk with Rivkah French.
Good to be with you,
It's
Doug.
good to see you today too.
Man, I love your book.
Oh, thank you.
Love Cake. I
Okay,
got to compliment you on the title. It's sweet and sexy.
sweet and sexy.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
How did that come to you?
Love Cake, is a sequel or the second book rather to Cakewalk.
Okay.
So I was really trying to stay in this kind of theme of cake, but also, as you know, they are running a bakery.
Right.
So it would be the one and only trans bakery in the state of Texas,
Yeah.
owned and operated. So yeah, it was staying in that theme,
Yeah.
and there's also a connection to it as well.
Because so many ingredients go into a cake, right?
Correct.
So much goes into a relationship
Correct.
and into the act of loving someone.
Correct.
And that really came through in the book. It's
Okay.
just these two people working it out and all the challenges and joys and obstacles and triumphs that they encountered along the way.
Yeah, they are trying to figure it out. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So any one piece stand out with you?
Wow. I resonated so much with this book, and I didn't think I would, because I'm a lesbian, non-binary artist that has never run a small business like that isn't, hasn't lived the trans experience. I'm white, and the protagonist is a person of color,
Correct.
a cis-het man.
Correct.
And so I didn't realize how much I would see myself in all of the characters. And I really think that the way that you describe the main characters, oh my God, what's his name?
Bryan?
Okay, can we start over?
No, we're fine.
Okay.
We're fine. Okay, yeah.
Okay. And I really think that the way that you describe Bryan's experience with race really touched me because he has so much trauma being a black man in the world that he is confronting and addressing and working through with his partner, a white trans woman, Nadia. I mean, they are coming from these intersectional places
Correct.
of your trauma, my lived experience, what I have to be aware of in the world, just them talking about whether it's okay to have a gun, whether it's appropriate to protect yourself with, actually arming yourself. He's coming from a place of that's not okay. That's not safe for me to walk down the street with a gun, whether open carry is legal or not. And she's saying, well, actually, I was raised, as a white person, that is perfectly acceptable in the Second Amendment, but what's safe for him in the world being a man is not safe for her being a trans woman.
Correct.
So I love the way that they are able to pull out the best in each other and say I know you're scared, honey. I know you have trauma. I know the world has abused you and hurt you in this way, but I'm going to help get you to a new place of security and safety because I'm coming from over here with my perspective and my experience, and I can actually help you get to this new mountaintop that we're gonna hike together. That's so beautiful.
Well, that's really sweet of you to say, because that is the point when love exists in relationships. You then can help each other get to that next place. Because some days you're just lucky. If you can just put one knee in front of the other, and just kind of keep moving. And I think that's what they're doing for one another. And for me, if there's ever this question that if a relationship is, I guess you say, not traditional, then is it different? I'm saying no. I'm saying when love exists, it's a relationship, and it's no different than any other relationship. And I'm really hoping that comes through in Love Cake, that this is nothing more than two people who are trying to trying to make it together and figure things out. Now, true enough, mistakes are made along the way.
Oh yeah.
You know,
They're
so
not
you can't get
blameless.
you can't get around that because mistakes will be made. But I think because love exists, I think then forgiveness can then exist.
And they figure out how to work with the other person's needs and wants and support each other, you know?
Correct, because she has to learn about him
Yeah.
and what he's going through, and he has to learn about, and I'm saying we have to all do that anyway, but some of these topics are so 180 degrees from the other person, there is a considerable amount of growth that has to happen. With, like you said, with him being a cisgender man,
Yeah.
there are things that she's bringing to the table as a trans woman. He, in a lot of ways, he's at ground zero, but he's got to be open to it, and he's got to lower his guard or his barriers to fully being authentic to her and loving her as she wants to be loved and also as she deserves.
So he's not cis het, he's cis trans amorous. Is that the
I
best?
think that's
Okay.
I think that's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Under
that's a
the
good way to
big
look. Yes, on the
queer umbrella.
exactly. So I am putting him in the queer space.
Yeah.
And when you look at Cakewalk, that was one of the big questions, is what letter am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it gets answered in Cakewalk, maybe it doesn't, but I know definitely in Love Cake, he's very clear about where he stands.
And then you bring in the kids.
Yes, so
The
you've got
ex-wife.
so you've got Lance, and I thought it was important too. I have no idea what it's like to parent a queer child, but I took a stab at it because Lance, he not only does he identify as queer, but he also too wants to be a professional drag queen, and he's suffering all these challenges at school. He's in high school right now, and so I took a stab at what it might look like to parent.
In a word, drama.
It-
It's drama.
right? And I do think I got there, but then you've got the daughter, Lindsay, who
Also drama.
it's a lot of drama with Lindsay. But Lindsay, in my opinion, is trying to punish her father.
Yeah.
She's trying to punish her father for maybe putting Nadia first.
Yeah.
In her opinion, even though I don't think that's what he's doing. I think he's like any parent who has children from a prior relationship as well as a new relationship. There's just different points that one person does have a priority over the other. And right now, I've got to deal with this versus that. But it doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means that there's this kind of juggling of priorities that we all have to go through. But I think when you start mixing in a stepmother, that could be considered a different ball for the children.
Oh yeah.
From the prior
And she's
marriage.
probably still mad at him for getting divorced in the first place, right? Like, how dare you disrupt my
Yeah,
nice little cozy family?
probably so, but I think she's just mad in general.
Teen angst is real.
Well, she's in college.
Okay, right.
She's in college, and he's had to make some choices
Yeah.
regarding her college, and also being with Nadia.
But ultimately he makes some really interesting and fun choices for the reader, and we want him to win.
We do
really
want him to
care
win.
about him.
Yeah.
We care about all the characters in different ways.
I think so.
And I love hearing you talk about them because it's very real.
It is.
These are
Yes,
real.
these are real. Yes, these are
your
real people.
babies,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. They really are. And I
Yeah.
so for me, Love Cake was a level of curiosity of what this relationship could look like when love exists, and
For a couple that doesn't really get a lot of
doesn't get a lot of love.
Yeah, in the
Yeah,
COVID
yeah.
landscape, in MAGA, all this Trump political nonsense, that all that being in the background and really
Correct.
being a big part of the plot is very time relevant, I would say.
Yes.
It really feels like of the moment and of the past several years, but also, unfortunately, it's going to be relevant in the
Going
future.
forward, yeah, going forward. It really
These
will
issues
be.
aren't going
It
away.
really will be.
Yeah.
So, no, I want to tell you thank you for looking at my book, and thank you for
loved
giving
it.
it a try. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah.
As a writer and as an artist, you put things out there, but you don't. How it resonates with the world, who knows? So
Yeah.
when you have other artists come in and kind of, and are supportive and see what you're trying to do and see the not only that it's well written, but that there's a deeper, larger message there, and I really appreciate your support.
Yeah, it's well received that like I'm going to be chewing on this for a long time.
Okay.
Thank you for creating such an interesting, fun, and deeply moving story.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm here with Rivkah French, and
I love Love Cake.
and Love Cake will be officially out May 1st, and you can find it at my website, douglasbellbooks.com, as well as Amazon, and all my social media links are Instagram, Facebook, eventually TikTok, but Douglas Bell Author. So, Rivkah, thank you.
Great job.
Good job.
You're the best.
All right.